Hi guys, my name is Stefania. Welcome to my channel. So today we have a very exciting review, first impressions more or less, for the Natasha Denona Safari palette. It was released today. I haven't even swatched it. I went in the store and they didn't even have it out. So we will dip into this together and you guys will see my real first impressions, what I think, if it's worth the money, and all that good stuff. So I am super excited about this. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe already. It is my first year on YouTube and I would really appreciate it. So please do it. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this video. So if you've never used Natasha Denona before, she's like, her and Pat McGrath are like, to me, the top of all eyeshadows and the most pricey, but usually for good reason. So we will see if this is worth the money. This is a $129 palette.
What?
Yeah, it's a car payment. So this is what it looks like. It is obviously it's called the Safari palette. And then we have it inside. So you get a nice big mirror, and then these are all of the matte shades. So it's an all matte palette. There's no shimmers, which for me, I love shimmers, but I figured because her mattes are so good, if I was to reach for this all the time with my shimmers, I'd be okay with that. But yes, I think this will be my first all matte look on this channel. So definitely interesting for me. So we will go ahead and get into swatches. Okay, so let's go over swatches of the palette. The first shade is Malia. Second shade is Fata Morgana, Rhino, Shame, Stone. Oh my gosh, I can't read, guys. I'm just watching Handmaid's Tale and I'm like, shame. No, it's called Stone. The next shade is called Savannah, the other green. Aya, which in Italy means like, Aya. You say that when you hurt yourself, so I'm gonna pretend that that's the same thing. And that is that other cream shade right there. Next we have Thorn, Desert Date, Shay, Tribe, Lotus, Amara, Masai, Voodoo, and Tamarind is that last shade right there. So I know these swatches don't look that great, but swatches don't tell you everything, you know? So let's see. Okay, so I put some translucent powder just in case there's any fallout. I don't think there will be, but we will see. Ooh, I don't even know what to do with this yet. So we are gonna go in with Aya. And we're just going to, there is some kick up with the palette. You guys can see that shade right there. It's definitely a little bit of kick up. So I'm just gonna tap my brush. And blend that through. I don't expect this to really blend out. I would say more this is like too light for my skin tone, so what we're gonna do instead is just set the lid with this color. I did prime my lids with some concealer. There we go, because yeah, that was not going to work. Really, I think you could take that or Malia to set the lid. Let's do that too. Let's take Malia on top. Malia is a little bit lighter, so I think for my skin tone, it'll be better as far as setting. All right, so now let's go in with the first shade. We are gonna take Tamarind. Okay, so that's the one thing with these mattes. I'm already feeling like they are very powdery, which I don't feel like I get this much from her other brushes. Like, I don't know if you guys can see the powder flying. It's not a huge problem for me. I mean, as long as they work well in the eyes, I'm happy, but it's definitely something to mention for the price you're paying. I'm just trying to be as detailed as possible since we are gonna, you know, since we spend a lot of freaking money on it, you know? I think what I'm gonna do is just focus more on this eye, and then I will do this one off camera. Even though this eye's better. This eyebrow is always better than this eyebrow, and this eyeball is too. So, whatever. I'm gonna go in with the second layer. This is a really good, of Tamarind, this is a really good crease color though. Which I always find like her nudes to be really good. So that is what Tamarind looks like so far. I'm gonna grab a slightly smaller brush and we are gonna take Desert Date. So there is what Desert Date looks like so far. I like this shade a lot. It's definitely like a pretty orange. It's not as orange as it looks in the pan as well. Definitely a little bit lighter, but it's that shade right there. Ooh. But I still really, really like it. All right, I'm gonna try to use as many shades as possible. This is obviously just trying to do first impressions for you guys and because I want to see too, but we're just gonna kind of layer on some stuff and just kind of take it and see how it goes. We're gonna go in with the shade Amara. So we're just trying to deepen up that crease. I want this look to be a little bit more dramatic just because I want to see how they all work together. So I'm kind of taking that up. So it's kind of like a brick tone. So there is Amara on a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna go back in with Desert Date and just kind of blend it up a little bit more. So now let's take, I want to do Tribe all over the lid. I know I want to do that. Let's take a little bit, let's deepen the crease a little bit more. I'm really nervous about the greenish type colors, but we are going to take Savannah. Okay. So there is Savannah blended out, and I actually really like it. Just for shits and giggles, let's go in with Rhino. But it does actually look like more of that khaki green now that it's on the eye. At least I feel like it does compared to when I swatched it. I was like, this is not the shade I thought it was going to be. So let's do Rhino on top, which is a little bit darker. Let's go ahead and deepen that outer V with Thorn. Thorn is like a really pretty brown. Really pretty brown. I'm taking this out. I want this to be more dramatic. So I know I look a little crazy right now, but it will be okay. So that's with Thorn on the lid. Let's try out Shea. Just on top. I'm not going to really pack this on. That's pretty. The browns are really nice. Everything so far has blended out perfectly. I will just say, like, I'll show you guys my palette at the end of this. There is kick up with almost all the shadows, which I don't find that to be a normal Natasha Denona thing. But yeah, it's there to mention. So now we are going to pack on Tribe, which I'm super excited about. I actually really like this color. This was the color I was waiting for. It's not, I think, it's a different type of red. You know what I mean? It's not like red. It's that orange red, but it's super pretty. I really like this color. For the brow bone, let's go ahead and we'll take Aya again. It's gonna be really weird not putting a shimmer there, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I am going to do some eyeliner in the other eye and then we'll do the lower lash line together. I am back. All I did was put on some lashes, obviously. These are not mine. So let's go ahead. All I did was put on some black eyeliner and now we are going to smoke out this lower lash line. So I kind of want to follow, I kind of want to dip into these browns. So we're gonna definitely smoke out Tribe, but let's go ahead and we're gonna go in with the shade Thorn again. And just kind of really closer to the lash line. But I think I'm gonna go super smoky today. Do you guys ever, like, when you watch Natasha Denona, like when she first comes out with a palette, it's like all of her models Like the looks look so pretty, but they're not looks like you see often, or looks I feel like everyone can pull off. Like I feel like she uses people that have like the best like lid space, which obviously like, you know, you want to use what's going to look the best, but at the same time, like I'm just like, that lid space is not realistic for me. But yeah, I feel like she just uses models that have like these giant, like almost almond, like, perfect eyes, and I'm just like, what about me, you know? Because my looks definitely don't turn out, not like I have the talent that she does, but you know what I mean? Like they just don't look the same. So I actually really like that right now. But we are going to take, ooh, I don't know. Yeah, let's take Tribe. That way it meets up with that top lash line. But these really, they're blending like her mattes. Like everyone raves about her mattes, and for good reason. They blend, I mean, you guys saw how long that took me. It was like one little swoosh. And it was so nice. Okay, and then lastly, I think I want to take Desert Date, and smoke that out. Just a little underneath. I'm gonna be as smoky as possible today, I guess. All right. So definitely weird for me not to have any shimmer, but I kind of like it. I don't mind it too much. So I'm going to zoom you guys out. I am going to put on some highlight because I feel like I can't leave my face completely matte. And then we'll do a gloss, and let's just go ahead and talk about my opinions. So definitely a different look for me. I actually quite enjoy it. I do like it. But yeah, definitely different. I am a very, if you've seen any of my tutorials, I love shimmer shades in general. But I am really, really liking this eyeshadow look. Yeah, I'm surprised. I am surprised. But I will say, I don't know yet as far as how I feel about the overall palette. I'll show you guys a close-up. You guys can definitely see the shades I dipped into. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No, but there is kick up. And so it's definitely something to be aware of if that bothers you. It doesn't really bother me too much. But, you know, some people might say like, hey, I'm paying $129, like what the hell? But like, I'll kind of show you guys, like hopefully you guys can see like the powder. Like it does have some kick up in there. As far as the shades go, I would say definitely this is not, I will use this palette definitely probably in conjunction with other palettes. Just because that's my preference. Some people love all matte looks, and I'm just not one that does a lot of matte looks. I will say there's some shades in here that I'm a little bit like, I don't know if I'm gonna use this. So I don't, and it's not to like say that it's not a great palette or anything like that. It's just saying like this shade Stone, I don't know what I'm gonna do with a matte gray. I just don't know what I would, I have other gray eyeshadows, and believe me, I don't reach for them. So I don't know what I would do with that. The Morgana shade, which is like this deep blue shade, probably not a shade I'm going to use very often either. I'm really excited to try this Masai shade, this purple one. That looks like a really pretty color. And then the rest were all good. Lotus is one I want to use as well. But yeah, there's a few shades in here that I don't know if I'm going to really get use out of. So for me, I'm like, $129. Am I going to use this often enough to make it worth it? And I don't know yet. Definitely let me know what look. I always try to do a few looks in a palette before I give an overall review. So let me know what colors you guys want to see next, and I will gladly do it. But overall, like first impressions, it did blend well. As far as if you're wondering if the formula, I know some people, the Tropic palette wasn't their favorite, and I actually really enjoyed that palette. As far as the formula and consistency goes, these mattes were really well. Nothing was patchy. Everything went on just fine. And they really are one of the best matte formulas I have ever used, which is why, you know, yeah, they are so expensive, but if you're gonna use it, I think it's definitely worth it. It's just more like you have to look at the colors and really decide what to put together. Like, it was not the easiest thing for me to decide how many shades like I could use in one look, because I was like, well, how do I use this color with this color? You know, it's not really the the color story of the palette is a little bit, it challenges you. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a challenging, like, how do I put these shades together to make them look really good? The browns I loved. The only thing, yeah, I would change was I didn't need that deep blue and that cool tone gray. Just, I don't like it. But other than that, I am really excited to keep using the palette and see what looks I can come up with. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I think I got into everything. They blended great. Nothing was patchy. So yeah, I mean, I got what I thought I would get. It's just more the color story that I'm a little bit like, now what? Like, how do I use this? Especially the gray. So if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. But yeah, let me know if you're picking it up or not. I hope you guys enjoyed this, found it useful. Bye guys.